My name is Michael, and I'm wheeling and healing north of Seattle, Washington. I'm on the road today. I guess you can see the trees in the background. But happy Mother's Day to any mothers that watch this. It's Sunday, May 7th, Mother's Day, and got another big detour, or not a detour, reroute. Reroute and replan, re-strategize. More rain leaking in the van. And I was parked last night in like a casino gas station parking lot. And I thought I was right outside of the rain zone around Marysville, Washington and Everett, Washington. There's like this weird rain zone apparently that it might be dry to the south, like in Seattle or south of Seattle, and it might be dry north. I was just in Bellingham, Washington yesterday, which is north about an hour from here, and it's close to the border in Canada, so it's a little bit up there, but it was so nice. It was like, there's clouds, but it was a lot of blue sky and sun, and I just, there hasn't been a lot of that over here on the coast, so it was nice. But then when I came back down to Marysville last night, I got a hold of my friend Steve first, and he was like, "Oh, it's raining cats and dogs here, man." And it was funny to me. I almost didn't believe him just because of how nice it was, just so close. And the whole way down, it stayed dry, and then about, when my GPS said about 3.7 miles, I think, from the exit that I needed, I saw this big white, like, wall that I was approaching. And I was like, yeah, okay. It was kind of gray. White would have been more like snow, I suppose, but I knew I was entering it, and so I hung out with Steve for a while, an hour or two, and we visited, and then he drove, and so we went down and got a burger, got some dinner, and I guess I didn't really notice anything, and in my mind I was like, oh yeah, I'm leak free now, because I just got my rear windows fixed where there was a bad seal that it wasn't a bad seal, it's just that the factory seal wears out in time and then it leaks. And so got that fixed, and that's what got all over my bed the other night when I was in the hotel room. Got everything dried out from that. So this time it's first I noticed it coming through my slider door in the van, and I couldn't tell where it was. It looked like it was dripping from the roof almost, but there was no wet area up there. The only thing that was wet was the top of the window. So I don't know if it was like rain gusts that was pushing it in. It's just a mystery to me, but I'm definitely not nearly as stressed out about that as I was last night. And then, oh man, I woke up this morning just in that same space, and no motivation to wake up. It was just this pure depression, and I just wanted to stay sleeping. Oh, got some traffic slowing down up here. A lot of it. That's okay. Anyways, yeah, this morning was just rough, and so last night I texted my friend Matt again, and he's the one that's been helping me with several projects already in this van, and it's been just a miracle, really, for me. To have a good friend that's so willing to help like that, I'm grateful. And so I felt bad, of course, asking again, especially that I just was there, like, I think I left Sunday, so a week ago. But he seemed really happy, no problem. He said, no problem, come on back. He said, let's take a crack at this next piece of the puzzle. So I like his insight, his perspective, and his attitude. And it's just the next piece of the puzzle. But last night, it wasn't just a slider door. When I got into the bed, I've already had...
in a quarter mile, keep left to stay on I-5 South.
I don't know if you heard that. My map just talked. I gotta keep left. Alright, but yeah, when I crawled into bed, I got like a towel over in the area by the door where it was leaking, and I got into bed. I was just done. I was like, I was too tired to stress about it. And I did get 2 really good days. Yesterday and the day before were pretty stress-free and a lot of fun. Awesome. Relaxing. Connecting. Good friends. Great friends. And now the last 2 days was a much-needed break, but then it was like the energy from being stressed and everything from all the emotions from before, it just snapped right back. So it was like instantly exhausted, instantly just pissed, and just like questioning everything again. What am I doing? Where is this? What I'm supposed to be doing? Is this where I'm supposed to be at? You know, that's probably not the healthiest of questions, or like the most appropriate way to, like, you know. And I'm learning new tools to, like, when feelings like that rise, to be able to identify them and sit with them and even check in to see if it's mine or not. But it's kind of hard to say it's not. I mean, it's pretty personal, you know. And it's my home. It's not just a van that I drive around sometimes. I'm living in this thing. I literally have almost all of my possessions that I belong now, that I own now, are in this van. And it's not about the stuff. Stuff can be replaced, and I've lost all of my stuff multiple times in the past, which was liberating experiences for me. So it's not, all that's not bad. It's just a sense of security more than anything. I go back and forth feeling super lit up and joy and bliss and like confident that, yeah, this is right where I'm supposed to be, and this van is becoming my home. And then a leak, a stupid freaking rain leak, and I'm like questioning everything, and I just feel like I just get tossed all about like it's a crazy storm, and I'm just a little sailboat just trying to survive. It's turbulence, and that is more than anything. That's far more than just the little details that are stressing me out, is how I'm reacting to it, how it's affecting me. And I'm trying to have compassion for myself, you know. I mean, it's stuff that's legitimate, you know, can really be problems or whatever, but I just know that solutions appear when I'm in alignment, and good things happen when I'm in alignment. And Steve and I were just talking about that, how far we've both come, and it came through me that, like, duh, it's because we're in alignment. It feels great. You know, and I guess when these little things happen, it's like, oh, am I not in alignment now? What am I doing wrong, you know? In all truth, there probably is no right or wrong, you know, when it comes to this. It is what it is. I am where I'm at, and everything always does have a way of working out, and for that I'm grateful. In hindsight, everything's always worked out, and I'm so grateful for that. So thank you, God, in advance for working out everything that's on my mind, everything that comes up in the future. Thank you for everything that's ever been worked out in the past. Today being Mother's Day, this morning, all I wanted was food. Probably that stress factor, and the fact that I use it more than just as energy and nutrition. I use it as like, oh, okay, I don't want to feel this, so I want to feel and taste good food and feel it in my belly. Something about it, you know, and some of you guys might know what I'm talking about. It's like a drug to me, I guess, sometimes. But I wanted breakfast, and with it being Mother's Day, and I was in kind of a rural area, there's not a lot of places to choose from but they were all small, like ma and pa style diners, which are my favorite. So that was a plus. But there was just a wait at everything that I saw, and so I did find one. But at first, I thought I was gonna have to pass it by. Just there was it was a small street to begin with, and there was only one small side street, and tons of people there. Very limited parking, and people were using like the little fire station parking lot across the road, which was tiny because I mean it's super country out here. Angels of the Winds Casino, if anyone knows where that's at, north of Seattle. But I had to pull up and get out of the way because at that point, like, I pulled into a spot. I found a spot, but then I see the sign residential only, and it was like a little house tucked in the back behind the diner. And so I tried to back out, and then all of a sudden there was no one on the road before that, and then all of a sudden there's like 4 motorcycles and like 12 cars coming from both different directions, and I didn't see them at first and think, so I kind of backed out and had to like, oh crap, pull back in real quick. And then it was just like the frustration and everything just flared up again, and I parked on the side of the road. I don't know if it was somewhere that you're supposed to park, or I was okay, no problems there. But I look across the street, and what other than a cannabis shop, which I was around in the corner almost to 3 weeks, and I don't know, I just caved. I like used all that frustration to justify my want or need, and so I went in the darn store and I bought a joint, you know. I'm a little disappointed with myself for the fact that I had created an intention and a goal to, even if I had any backslides, you know, with smoking it or whatever, to not like beat myself up and know that it's not the end of the world, and that it's a goal and I can reset the goal and take another crack at it, no problem. And so I felt a little down on myself that I did that, but here I am. I haven't even opened it yet. So there's that. You know, I might later on, or I might not. We'll see what happens. But here's what I'm coming up with, is that no matter what I do, I'm gonna love myself through it. And I'm gonna, like, you know, touch and hold my heart area, just like give myself compassion and grace, and like I would for anyone else. You know, I've told so many people since, like, I got clean a few years ago off the hard stuff, and I was using heavily everything, like crazy back then. And so for a long time, and I learned a lot from those experiences, and I have compassion and loving kindness for anyone else going through these things, but it's hard to turn that around and give that to myself. And so if anything, this is a good practice and a good lesson for that, you know. But something about just buying it did help, and I don't know if it really helped or if it just changed what I was feeling, but in the sense that I was like feeling completely under like this overwhelming frustration, it helped alleviate that, I guess. And you know, I guess it's just okay no matter what. But even if I do smoke this, I'm not going to smoke it all at once, and I'm not going to smoke it like I was almost 3 weeks ago leading up to when I quit, because I was using pretty heavily again. And that's one thing I know for sure, is no matter what, there will be a break in between. Even if I did periodically, that's not my goal. But I also I'm learning that everything's not black and white. It's not all this or that. like I've always kind of believed. You know, there's a lot of gray areas and there's a lot of variables. And so, anyways, maybe I'm just justifying my potential use, but I don't even, it's okay. What I do know is I'm heading back to Oregon City today, which that's okay. Matt is an awesome friend, and I love hanging out there and get down on a couple more projects. The roof fan area, that should be an easy fix, but we caulked it before. That was one of the little things that we did a few weeks ago, and I thought that there was a leak. You know, kind of shortly after I bought this thing, I didn't see it right away, and it was a little bit enough time that when I saw it, I thought it was a fresh leak, because I was like, I didn't notice it before. It was just this stain, more of a stain on the wood that I didn't know if it was really wet or not. It just kind of looked like it was, but we took some of it out, and Matt has this thing that you can check the wetness of wood, see how dry it is. It like tells you a percentage of how wet it is. And it was pretty much the lowest possible rating, right on the dark spot. And he went all the way around it, showing me, he was like, it's dry completely. And so I was really grateful when we discovered it, and I thought that there was no leak. But last night, that heavy rain in that parking lot, and I'm surprised I haven't seen that before, because I've been in heavy rain. Which, that was actually another part of it, was like, if it just had this moment last night of feeling like, okay, get one thing taken care of, and then a leak springs up here. Get that one taken care of, and then it springs over here. You know, and I got this visual coming to mind of like, I don't know, whack-a-mole. Something. And I don't want that. I'm hoping that does not continue. I'm hoping that, you know, whatever this is, the slider door is probably the same thing that the back windows needed, because the seal is from the factory, so it's going to be the same age for all of it. It's probably coming apart on all the windows. I might just need to get them all checked, and maybe that's what the purpose of that is, to show me, you know. And way better now when I'm only 3.5 or 4 hours away from Matt's and can park under cover and sleep in a guest bed again, and not like be too stressed out about it while we're dealing with it, you know. And I don't know, I'm just all around flustered still. I'm smiling, you know. I'm in a more cheerful mood than I was. Like, if I was thinking about recording this before breakfast, and that wouldn't have been pretty at all. So, I don't know. It's partly cloudy, like mostly cloudy today, but no rain. I'm seeing blue skies and these like beautiful white and gray cumulus clouds, and that I know is helping my mood big time. But yeah, so I don't really know like if there's a specific theme to this video, you know, but I just wanted to talk about it. I'm trying to get in the habit more of turning it on when I'm still in the moment, you know, and when it's all fresh. Because I can recall things, but it's just not the same. Like, and in these videos, I kind of watch them back over again and listen to myself talk, and it's almost like hearing someone else talk. And so, you know, where it's natural for me to have that compassion for someone else, and kind of like, oh, you know. Or similar to like my child version, I have compassion for my child self, that, you know, my past selves that didn't know any better and tried the best he could in most of the situations he was in, and, you know. So, anyways, here I am, not quite as emotional, but still just going through some things. Nothing crazy, nothing life-ending, nothing life like endangering. I know how blessed I am. I'm very blessed. I'm very grateful for my blessings. And I'm aware that it's how I respond. So if anyone watches this and thinks, oh, this guy, he's dealing with a little rain leak and thinks it's the end of the world. I know what it probably sounds like or whatever, but in these states in the moment, you know, there's a reason I'm on disability. You know, the anxiety is real, and the panic closes in, and I can't think. You know, it's like I don't think the same way I do now in moments like that. You know, and so understanding, compassion, loving kindness, forgiveness, hold space. I'm okay. And Mike, I love you. I love you, man. All right. That one almost made me tear up a little bit. But where are we at? 32 minutes via I-5 to Seattle. I guess I'm still a bit far, half an hour from Seattle. I'm probably just going to take I-5. I usually like to take state routes, state rural highways. The more scenic, the better. And according to my map, there is one that kind of splits. I-5 has a corner that goes kind of to the west, and there's a different route that goes a little to the east, kind of right over by Mount Rainier and Mount St. Helens a little bit. And maybe I will. It's only going to add an hour to the drive. But I'm not going to decide that until I get south of Seattle and Olympia and make up my mind then. But yeah, so I was going to start today. Before the rain and the leaking last night and the change of plans, I was going to head over Highway 2, Washington Highway 2. It's beautiful. It goes over... It's called Stevens Pass, and there's just these rock features up there. I don't know what kind of rock. It might be a granite or I don't know, honestly, but it's so beautiful up there, and it never disappoints me. I've never stopped and explored or took a lot of pictures up there, which at some point I will. I'll need to do like an official photo session up there, but there's a ski resort up there at the top, but it's still a good road. Like, I think they did get fresh snow, but they keep it groomed, gravel, paved, and all that. But yeah, I was gonna head over back to the Columbia River by Wenatchee and head up towards follow it up to the Canadian border, just north of Spokane, and meet up with my friend for a couple days of camping or so. And so I had to check back in with him, and he understands, of course. He's like, yeah, man. He's like, just better to get the stuff, you know, watertight and taken care of, squared away. And he's like, just let me know when you're coming up. And that gives him a chance to go up this week and scout it out and find the perfect spot. So, and he actually texted too. He's like, hey, you never know. This might actually be not like a hold up. It might not be holding you back, but it might just be keeping you in place and keeping you in the perfect timing, you know? And I just want to say right now, I'm so grateful for my friends, all of them. And the insights and their support, you know, and you know, I feel like I have an amazing team that I'm a part of an amazing team or something, and it just feels good, and tears are forming again, so a lot of emotions today. Yeah, all right, well, traffic's getting a lot thicker, getting closer to Seattle now, and it doesn't look like it's going to be getting much better soon, so I'd rather just pay full attention to what I'm doing on the road here. But yeah, all right, so signing out for now. wheeling and healing in Washington State. I love you all. And I hope all the mothers have a wonderful day, and anyone else, I hope your mother has a wonderful day. And I haven't called my mom yet, so I'm going to do that as soon as I hang up. And a little bit more road distraction, but I love her, and I love her so much, and I miss her. I love my mom, guys. Okay, someone with a boat is a little close to the lane. Anyways, I love you all. Wheeling and healing. Infinite love and blessings. Bye.